Good evening, everyone. I am your general manager, the Big Lendowski, and here's another update video for the Smackdown Live results from last night, the 26th of July. Before I get started with that, just one admin note. I made a mistake in my prior video. I said that the Shining Stars were part of the Mexicutioners team. They're actually part of Colton Cabana's team, meaning that instead of the Mexicutioner losing 4 points for them losing that match, it was Colton Cabana who lost 4 points for them losing that match, leaving them at the end of Raw, leading into Smackdown today. Mexicutioner gained 5 points for Raw, and Colton Cabana gained 6 points for Raw. So leading into Smackdown, it was kind of an interesting dynamic. They decided that there would be a 6-pack challenge to determine who would get to fight Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. They announced 5 of them and said the 6th person would be determined by a 14-man battle royale. So that was the first match of the night. So included in the battle royal was Aiden English, Alberto Del Rio, Apollo Crews, Eric Rowan, Fandango, Jey Uso, Kalisto, Kane, Connor, Mojo Rawley, Simon Gotch, Tyler Breeze, Victor, and Zack Ryder. Now, everyone participated in that match with the exception of Colton Cabana and Heart Puncher Ox Saunders. So in that match, we had Nathanity with 1 wrestler. He had Kane. The Mexicutioner had 4 wrestlers, Alberto Del Rio, Jey Uso, Connor, and Victor. Josh Rollins had 2. He had Apollo Crews and Kalisto. The Jewel had 2 wrestlers, 3 wrestlers, Aiden English, Mojo Rawley, and Simon Gotch. And your general manager, the Big Lendowski, had 4. He had Eric Rowan, Fandango, Tyler Breeze, and Zack Ryder. Now, coming out on top for that Battle Royal was Apollo Crews, giving Josh Rollins a positive 15 points for the Battle Royal Rumble guidelines. However, since he also had Kalisto, he lost 1 point. So leaving that match, he came out with a positive 14 points. So that means everyone else basically lost the amount of points of wrestlers they had. Nathanity losing 1 point, Mexicutioner losing 4, the Jewel losing 3, and the Big Lendowski losing 4. After that, we had a rematch between Becky Lynch and Natalya, which was the match we saw 2 nights ago on Battleground. This was Heart Puncher Ox Saunders versus the Mexicutioner. Becky Lynch came out on top by making Natalya tap out to her finishing move, submission move, the disarmer, giving Heart Puncher Ox Saunders positive 10 points and the Mexicutioner a negative 5 points. The match after that was The Miz, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Randy Orton. This was a non-title match. It was just an impromptu kind of welcome back match for Randy Orton since he hadn't wrestled in about 9 months. This puts the Jewel versus Nathanity. Randy Orton wins, which gives Nathanity positive 10 points and the Jewel negative 5 points. And since Smackdown, I guess because it's a shorter show, we only had 4 matches throughout the night. So the final match, the main event, was that 6-pack challenge to determine who would go on to fight Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. This was Bray Wyatt, Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, and John Cena. What this means is that we had the Big Lendowski with Bray Wyatt. Josh Rollins had 2 competitors. He had Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. Heart Puncher Ox Saunders had Dolph Ziggler, the Jewel had AJ Styles, and Nathanity had John Cena. Dolph Ziggler came out on top by pinning AJ Styles clean, giving Heart Puncher Ox Saunders another positive 10 points. This means Nathanity lost 5 points for John Cena losing. The Big Lendowski lost 5 points for Bray Wyatt losing. The Jewel lost another 5 points for AJ Styles losing, and Josh Rollins lost 10 points for Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin losing. This means total points for the evening, leading just for SmackDown, not overall. I'll go into that in a little bit. We have Nathanity leaving SmackDown with 4 points, Mexicutioner losing 9. Colton Cabana had 0. He had a break-even night. I think he only has 1 competitor on the SmackDown roster, and it's Alexa Bliss. Josh Rollins, even though he did win the Battle Royal because he has 2 competitors lose in the 6-pack challenge, he walked out with positive 4 points. The Jewel with another negative night, and minus 13 points for the evening. Heart Puncher Ox Saunders with another impressive, 2 wins for the night, walked out with positive 20 points. And your general manager, the Big Lendowski, unfortunately had his first negative night for the Fantasy League with a negative 9 points. Now, overall, what this means for the Fantasy League, everybody changed a little bit. So I'm just going to go from 7th place all the way to 1st place and list off how many points everybody has total. So last place is the Jewel with negative 25 points. Let's really hope some of her wrestlers start winning, because I mean, we got to give an award or something for, you know, going below negative 50 points or something like that. Next place after that is Colton Cabana, your Fellowship of the Brass Ring World Heavyweight Champion, still negative 10 points. The next place after that is Nathanity with positive 9 points. 4th place is the Mexicutioner with positive 11 points. 3rd place is Josh Rollins with positive 14 points. Now in 2nd place, like I said last night, you know, 1 or 2 matches could change the whole aspect of the Fantasy League. I'd been in 1st place for the last 2 days. Now your general manager, the Big Lendowski, is in 2nd place with 39 points. And in 1st place, the now included, you know, should this maintain until SummerSlam, now included in the triple threat match at SummerSlam will be the Heart Puncher Ox Saunders. We'll see how, with a whopping 56 points, we'll see how the next few weeks go with people earning points and losing points, and, you know, anything could change. It seems like one night can make somebody, you know, jump up a couple of spaces, or one night can make somebody go down quite a bit. I haven't watched NXT yet. I will get on that. I probably won't do a video for NXT because it wasn't anything special, so I'll probably just send you guys an email with the spreadsheet of where NXT leaves everyone. But I have really nothing else to say about that. So, as your strict but fair general manager, leader of the Nihilists, and future Fellowship of the Brass Ring World Heavyweight Champion, I bid you adieu.